Welcome. This is a 30-minute seated chair yoga video. Enjoy. Welcome. Let's get ourselves situated for our practice today. So we'll do our seated practice. Sitting back, let's be a little bit active. Let's start to roll the shoulders a little bit. And then pausing wherever your shoulders are. Maybe they were up, maybe they were down in your movement. And then start to move them in the opposite direction. And then this time on purpose, let your shoulders come up around your ears. And then on an exhale, let your shoulders come down. Let them feel a little bit more heavy weighted. Let that sensation move all the way down to your hands, and then let your hands arrive in any way they feel comfortable. And now let's do the same little bit of awareness with the legs. So let's let the right leg move out in front, move out through your ankle a little bit, let it roll. That ankle roll, doesn't matter which direction it's going. And then pause, and then take the ankle in the opposite direction. And then with a big deep inhale, as you exhale, let that foot come back and let it land on the floor. Feel the weight of the floor, that tangibleness of the support. And then let's let the left leg go out in front to roll out through the ankle. And again, it doesn't matter which way you decided to go, if you went out and around or in and around first. And now let's pause. Take a deep exhale and then roll it in the opposite direction. And then on your next exhale, bring that foot in, exhale down through your feet, feel yourself supported on the floor, up through the chair. Notice how your back feels. Let's soft close of our eyes or soft gaze, whatever feels more comfortable. And now let's start to tap into our breath. And start to notice the way our breath is moving in and out. The inhale, the exhale. What can you notice about your inhales this morning? What can you notice about the way your breath is moving? Maybe there's an evenness to the ebb and flow. And although we're not moving our physical body in this way right now, that breath is moving internally. Maybe as you notice the ribs expanding on your inhale, you can notice that sensation in your back. Maybe noticing it against the chair. And then letting yourself start to watch the rhythm and see if there's somewhat of a sameness to your inhale and exhale. Meaning, when you inhale and when you exhale, does there feel like there's a same quality of the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale? And that's just an internal awareness, and you don't have to count it this morning, but just being aware of it. And setting in our intention for our practice today, like we always do. We want to set intention about being kind towards ourselves and kind towards our bodies, right? Every day there's a difference in the way that we can feel. Our level of activity during the day before or in the morning before we even start practice. Any challenges we might be working on. We want to be mindful and kind. We set intention that this class today is exactly what it is needed for all of us, right where we are, meeting us right where we are. And then take a big deep inhale, exhale out with a sigh, out your mouth if you can. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, and then exhale. And then start to blink your eyes open, taking the arms out to the side, palms face up. Lift your arms up, reach up, and then let's do a little side to side movement here. We'll start right out here, nice and close. We're just shifting side to side. Maybe start to feel that even down through your hips as you're shifting side to side, side to side. And then if it's available, when the left arm is extended, can you grab your left wrist with your right hand and then lean over slightly and just breathe into the whole left side of your body. Take a big deep inhale, exhale, and release that. Let the arms come back up. Lengthen through that right arm. If it's available, grab your right wrist with your left and lean over towards the left. And just feel that stretch through the side body. Come back to center. Now grab opposite elbows. Lift up through your shoulders and let your shoulders come up around your ears. Exhale down. Lift up. And then down. One more time. Lift up. Bring them down. Take your arms down. Roll your shoulders. Let's take the left arm over and grab that right shoulder. Right arm goes across and comes and grabs the left shoulder. If it's available or if it feels okay, if you can tuck your elbows down. That might not work for everybody. It depends on the length of your arms as well. And then let's just do a little bit of movement. So we're going to move the elbows over to the right and the head's going to go over to the left. And then back to center, elbows will move over towards the left and the head's going to go right. So that'll be this movement that we do. Go nice and slow and steady. Check out what's happening. Because we're have the arms in this shape, it's going to feel a little different than the way we do some of this side to side movement with the neck. Excellent. The next time that we come over here to with the head is the left and the elbows are a little bit towards the right, pause, and then just do a little nodding. And then move the head back to neutral, elbows go to the left, and we'll do the same thing over to the right. Let everything come back to neutral. Let your arms come down. Let's shake them out. Roll your shoulders. Then let's take those shoulders in the opposite direction. And now we want to change it up so we get a little bit of different sensation. So we'll take that right hand over, left comes over this time. Again, this might feel really different just because of the way that your arms are. So now I can feel the difference in mine. Mine feels a little bit different in this way that I'm holding. Let's take the head over towards the left and the elbows are going to move towards the right. And then you know the idea. We're just going to move side to side, elbows going in one direction and the head going in the opposite. And notice if it feels a little different because the way we shifted the top arm. Just having that awareness. And again, this time when the elbows are right and the head is left, just do a little nodding. And then shift it up and take the elbows left and the head's going to go right. And you're just going to do a little nodding this side. And then come back to neutral with everything. Release, shake it out. Now we've got a lot going on in those back muscles. Let's start to do some awareness up here through the center of the chest, the collarbones, the upper pectoral muscles. So let's let those elbows go back as far as they can. Even leaning back in the chair, but don't lift the chin. Just stay here. Notice it. As far back as the elbows can go, that feels okay for you. And then let the arms come down. Palms go down. And then lift back up, coming back up as high as your elbows can go as you're leaning back. You're letting the elbows go back, shifting back. And then you're leaning back slightly, feeling that through the upper part of the chest. And then let the arms come down. And then we'll do that again. Excellent. Breathe. And then on an exhale, release all of that. Let your arms come down. Roll your shoulders. And then take it in the opposite direction. Just kind of notice how that might be feeling and then shake out the arms. Great. So I'm going to move back now. Make sure you have your block handy. And from your seated position, let's get stable moving forward. We want to feel stable. And then we're going to do some movement a little bit more because now that we're sitting up, we'll have a little bit more stability in the pelvic area and we'll start to do some more movement here. So take your right hand, just let it be on your right leg. Take that left arm, the palm is going to face forward. We're going to look with it and we're going to go back as far as we can. And then we'll bring it back out and around and draw it over towards the right. This will be the movement, back and out as far as it goes, and then back and across. Excellent. And remember, for some of us, this might be the movement right here. That might be as far back as you're going. You want to just notice that. We'll come across one more time. And then this next time that we come across and the arm goes out as far back, we're got a little twist here going. Take that left arm in, tuck it, and then let yourself come back to neutral. And then let your head go over towards the right. Do a little nod towards the right. As you can see, we're working in the upper shoulders today, the upper muscles of the back and the upper muscles of the front of the body, and then bring your head to neutral. Release that left arm and roll it out. Should feel pretty good there now. All right, we'll take that same thing. We're going to take that right arm out to the side and let it go back as far as it can. Yep, you're doing a little twisting and then drawing it across. The palm will stay extended here out just like it is. We don't have to change it at all. I'm just kind of noticing what that range of motion that you have as you move back. And then this time when we come back, we start to draw that right hand to the sacrum or to the hip, coming back to neutral, and then take the gaze over towards the left and do a little bit of nodding. Fantastic. Bring it back, shake out the arms. And then let's move through the spine doing our cow and cat. And remember, I've been adding on that little different movement so you can choose it when you come in and I'll show it to you. But let's do a couple just our regular up and down. So that cow movement, lengthening, shoulders drawing back, pelvis moving slightly forward with the belly forward. And then on that exhale, we're rounding more and we're tucking the abdomen coming in more. We'll do a couple just like this, then we'll add on if you want to. So we'll do one more like this. Now that change up that we did was when we come into that cow, when we come into our cat, we can slide the hands over towards just maybe the right knee and feel a little bit more stretch in the left side. Coming back to that neutral cow. And then when we come into the cat, there's a little bit more of a side shift here. And going ahead and doing this in any way that feels okay for your body. Check in. Your body might say, you know what, that might be too much on this side. You always have to listen. Our bodies are super intelligent. They know. Sometimes we push them. And that's okay when we're challenging. But if there's pain, or any kind of discomfort that feels not okay in your body, we'll do one more round. And then coming back and up into your stable pose, kind of checking in how you're feeling. Start to let your feet go out a little bit wider. Your right hand comes out to your right knee. That left arm goes out and we're going to take it across. We've done this one before. Take it across, lift it up, and then lean over. So it's down, lifting it and coming across and coming up and leaning to the side. So this should be a familiar one that we're doing. Getting into the side body here. And then this next time that we come up and we're lifting over and we're leaning over towards the right, maybe that right hand comes to the chair to give you a little more support. Then let's engage the legs a little bit by pressing into your heels, maybe lifting toes. Notice how that shifts for you. If it's too much, we bring the feet down. Breathe. Nice big deep inhale. Exhale. Release. Let that arm come down. Draw the feet together again and let's shake it out through that left arm a little bit. Shake it out, maybe even tap your feet. And then just kind of notice, how does this feel? It might feel more expansive on that left side. We'll take the feet out again, as wide as feels comfortable for you. Maybe the left hand right here on the leg, and we'll lift that right arm. We'll take it across. Then we'll bring it back and out and lift up and lean on over. And just noticing, how are you feeling today? What are you noticing about how you're feeling while you're practicing? What are you noticing about the stability of your feet on the ground? Do they feel stable? And then this next time when we come around, we're going to lean and pause. We're lifting up, we're leaning. Again, if you need to take your left hand to the chair for more stability, please do that. Press into your heels, maybe lift your toes. Notice if it changes the way this feels. Again, if it's too much, bring the feet down. And then release that, release it, release it. Let's shake out the arm, bring the feet in, and then just shake out a little bit and kind of sit up and notice how you're feeling. And then let's take an opportunity to take a fold here. So getting your feet where you need them to be for your fold, perhaps having your block for your fold. And then let's get long. Let's reach up, get nice and tall through your spine, lengthen up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Maybe forearms are coming to the knees. Then maybe your hands are going to the block. You know your fold here. Reminding yourself, if you have untreated high blood pressure, vertigo, eye pressure projects, anything like that, you'll stay up with the head above the heart. If those are not projects, then ease your way into your fold in whatever way feels okay for your body. Head coming down. Any movement that you feel is necessary. What's your body inviting here in your fold? Let's take 2 more breaths in our fold. Maybe the last one, big sigh out through the mouth. And work our way back up to that halfway point though. Let's come up easefully. Come up with hands to the knees. Come halfway. Press it all the way back up. Bring your feet in. Let's tap it out a little bit. Great. All right, so let's work core this morning. It's a nice way to get ourselves activated. We've got a lot of activation up here, so let's start to move in from here. So let's let the feet be out a little farther. And we'll do this one where we let the arms go out and then we lean back as far as feels comfortable, and then we'll move forward and back. Now, remember, you can change this up. You can keep your hands here. You can keep your hands here. This is just creating a little bit of more lengthen as you're leaning forward. And just notice as you're moving forward, you want to remind yourself that the abdominal muscles are moving you forward, right? The abdominal muscles are moving you forward. So you're going to feel them activate there. Beautiful. Let's do 100 more. Just kidding. And then maybe you change up your arms and notice the way that that feels as you're doing that. Maybe you just move your arms in different positions and notice if it changes the way that you feel while you're doing this. All right, let's do 2 more or no more. And then coming up, shift it out and let's shake it out a little bit side to side. Ah, and then give a big, nice, big lengthening. Inhale, lengthen. Then a little side to side stretch. Beautiful. And then let's take it down. All right, so now we're going to add on here. We're going to take the feet in a little bit. The heels are lifting. This is going to create a little bit more of an imbalance so we can work on our balance with our abdominal muscles. We're going to come forward. Notice how that goes on your legs. Move back. Come forward. You're going to feel it here, but you're also working here in the abdominal area. And because the heels are lifted, now if it's too much with both heels lifted, let one foot be down on the floor. You're going to have to check in, and you're not going to go as far forward, most likely, because this is also activating the quad muscles. But we're just moving back and forth, and I'm really focused on letting the abdominal muscles move me forward. Abdominal muscles move me forward. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more or no more. And coming back, let's shake out the legs, shake out the body, do a little twist. And then we'll start to work into those oblique muscles that we talk about, those side muscles, by any way that we can, right? Sometimes we can do it this way, if that's available, or sometimes we're just doing this, right? As much as we can, though, just that tiny bit of twist. But if it's available to bring elbow and knee towards each other, fantastic. If that's not available, you're working in whatever way that you can. Maybe you're just raising one foot. Maybe you're just raising the toes a little bit. But we're kind of turning here using those side muscles. Beautiful. Let's do just a couple more or no more. And then bringing it down, shaking it out. Let's shift the knees side to side. And then let's do that thing again, just to get a nice stretch through the whole torso. Lift up and then shifting the arms side to side, reaching, lengthening. Beautiful. Arms come down. Interlace your fingers if you can behind. Look down at your feet. Make sure they're stable. If you're not able to interlace the fingers here, which is fine, you could just bring your hands to the back of your hips or right here on the sides. And then drawing your hands down, so we're opening a little bit more through the front of the chest and lengthening a little bit more through the abdomen. Breathe. And then release that. Excellent. And start to shake it out through the legs a little. And then let's get this right knee in, rolling out through that right ankle. And then taking it in the opposite direction. And then starting to let that low leg start to pump out. A very familiar movement that we do in practice. Waking up those knees. And then draw that knee in as far as it will go and take it a little out to the side. So you might be right here with this, or your leg might be up here. It's way depending on your body. So where is it? And then bring it in, bring it down, shake it out a little bit. And then let's take the left in, roll out through this ankle. And then let's start pumping that low leg. Again, we're waking up our knees. Getting all of that energy moving, circulation moving. And then hugging that knee in, taking it out to the side the best we can. And remember, we can use our pant too if we need to, or taking it out to the side, or you're right here, you're right here. Where is your knee able to move towards the left just slightly? And then bringing it back in, bringing it down. Tap it out. And then have your block available. Take your right knee over towards the right, your left knee coming down to the ground. Now, we've used this block a lot of times to rest the knee on it. See if that works for you. If it doesn't feel okay, then move the block out. Sometimes it's nice to have it supported. You might even be able to get that knee back a little farther. Get yourself comfortable on your chair here. The foot is either on the ball or you can have it on the top. Just depends on how your body feels. We're going to lift this left arm up. We're going to press into that right foot, and notice you might have lifted a little bit off the chair. The right hand is on the seat or right at the top of the chair. And then we're going to come forward, pressing into that right foot, come up, and then lean over towards that right side. Come down. Lift up, come forward. Notice the weight on that right foot. Let the hand come down. Come on up, and then lean over towards the right. So this will be the flow that we do a couple times. Lift up as you come forward. Notice the weight on that right foot, and then come back and lean. And remember, this arm does not have to be up this way, right? We could just be leaning forward like this, coming back, and just leaning over towards the right. The extension of the arm is optional for our body. And then let's do one more. And we'll lean over towards the right. And now start to take that right arm down if it's extended. Take that right arm to the sacrum. Breathe, noticing that left shoulder, just touching it. We're letting it come back a little bit. Gaze is forward. We're looking towards the left shoulder. And then pressing up, coming up, and then unravel. And just checking out how you're feeling for a moment. And just notice how this is feeling in the side of your body. And then we'll turn. Left knee coming out to the side, that right knee coming down. And again, where is your right knee? Is it way back here because that's what's available for you? Maybe you're not even using the block. This might be something that your body can do. But we have to be kind. Notice how you're feeling. Right arm lifts and we come forward. Notice the weight on that front leg. Come on back, and then we're leaning over towards this side. And then coming back and forward, and then leaning. You know the idea here. We're just doing a little bit of this movement. One more. This time when we come up and we're leaning, let's pause. Notice how that feels, and then take that arm down. Just noticing this right shoulder, tucking it back best you can. Of course, not going past any discomfort, but awareness. Take a big breath. Exhale, release that. Come back and around. Shifting back towards center. And then let's find a sitting mountain pose before we come into doing any other of our practice. Sit up nice and tall, press into your feet, lift your toes. Feel the awareness of your abdomen. Draw it in slightly so you can feel nice and tall. Shoulders up around your ears and drawing them back and down. Palms maybe coming off your lap, facing forward. Check in with your chin. Is it out here? If it is it available to tuck in just a little bit? Feeling yourself seated, nice and tall. And then on an exhale, release all of that. Shake it out.